Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something really fundamental for our connections, especially in families. It's about understanding love languages.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it as a shortcut, maybe, to understanding why sometimes, even when we love people a lot, we kind of miss the mark.
Yeah, exactly. We're looking at how spotting these different ways people feel loved can, well, prevent conflict and really strengthen those family bonds. It's about those core needs. If they're missed, things can get tense.
Right. So, to make this real, let's picture the Millers. You've got Leo, he's 10, totally into his video games.
Okay.
Then there's Mia, 8 years old. For her, it's all about extra bedtime stories. That's her happy place.
Ah.
Then the parents, Sarah, the mom, she feels like Tom, her husband, doesn't really help enough. He tells her she looks nice, stuff like that.
But
But
it's not landing.
exactly. And Tom, he just wants everyone to put the phones down and have some real family time together.
Relaxed.
You can already see the potential friction there, can't you? Different needs, different ways of seeing things.
Yeah.
Totally. The Millers really show that common problem. You mean well, but if you're not speaking the right language, it doesn't connect.
Precisely. So our mission today is to unpack this whole love languages idea, see how understanding these differences can mean fewer fights, stronger connections, using the Millers as our guide, basically.
Okay, let's dive into that first bit. The whole mystery of unmet needs. That feeling, you know, you love someone, you want them to feel it, but it's just not getting through.
Yeah, the Millers were right there. Sarah's feeling was, okay, the compliments are nice, but they don't help with the mountain of laundry.
Right. And Tom felt disconnected, even when they were all in the same room, because everyone was on screens. It's that gap that's where the frustration starts.
And it's interesting how it ripples out. There are real benefits to tuning into these needs. Three big ones, really.
Okay.
First, way fewer misunderstandings. If Tom gets that Sarah feels appreciated when he pitches in with chores, suddenly her frustration makes sense. It's not random.
Okay.
Second, you get stronger connections, like Mia feeling really close to her dad during that focused story time. It's deeper than just being around. And, the bottom line, happier home. When everyone feels like their emotional tank is getting filled, the whole vibe changes.
But flip that coin, ignoring those needs. Big risks there.
Oh, definitely. For Sarah, Tom's words without action, that started to feel like, well, resentment built up.
Yeah, I can see that.
For Tom, being physically there but feeling emotionally miles away, that led to feeling pretty isolated, actually, right there in his own family. And
Wow.
when that stuff simmers, you get more arguments, little things blow up because the underlying needs aren't being met.
So looking at the Millers early on, what did we learn? What are the key takeaways?
Well, a big one is that love isn't one size fits all. Tom's words, his way of showing love, just weren't hitting Sarah's primary need for support through action.
Right.
Another thing, listening is huge. Sarah talking about being swamped with chores wasn't just complaining, it was a signal. A
Right.
big neon sign pointing to her unmet need.
Like a clue.
Exactly. And finally, intention matters, sure, but impact is king. Tom intended to show love with compliments, but the impact of him helping with dinner would have been way bigger for Sarah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So let's get to the core of it then. These love languages, what are they? Apparently Leo, the 10-year-old, kind of stumbled onto this for the family.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Sometimes it's the kids who see things clearly. The idea, mostly from Gary Chapman's work, is that there are basically 5 main ways people give and receive love.
5 ways.
Yeah, think of them like actual languages. If I'm speaking French and you only understand German, my message of affection might get lost.
Right, even if you mean it.
Exactly. So knowing the languages helps bridge that gap.
Okay, lay them out for us. The 5 languages. How do they look in the Miller house?
Okay, first up, words of affirmation. This is all about hearing positive things, compliments, encouragement. I appreciate you. Tom was good at this, telling Sarah she looked great.
Got it. Words. What's next?
Quality time. This one's crucial. It means giving someone your undivided attention, no phones, no distractions, just being fully present together.
That was Tom's big one, right?
Yeah,
The device-free movie night.
exactly. It's about the quality of the time, not just the quantity.
Makes sense.
Third, receiving gifts. Now, this isn't about being materialistic. It's about the thought behind the gift. A little token that says, I was thinking of you.
Like Leo in his video games. The excitement wasn't just the game, but that someone knew what he liked.
Precisely. It's the thoughtfulness. Then there's acts of service.
Ah, Sarah's language.
You got it. Doing things you know the other person would appreciate. taking chores off their plate, running an errand, actions that say, I want to help make your life easier.
Okay. And the last one.
Physical touch. Hugs, cuddles, holding hands, a pat on the back. For some people, affectionate touch is the most powerful way to feel connected and loved.
Like Mia, with her bedtime snuggles.
Exactly. She really thrived on that closeness.
Wow. Okay, understanding these 5.
Yeah.
It feels like it could unlock a lot.
Yeah.
What were the immediate upsides for the Millers once they started getting it?
Well, first off, it just gave them a common language, a framework. Leo started thinking, okay, maybe saying I love you isn't enough for Mom. Maybe I should help clear the table.
Ah, shifting his approach.
Right. And it helped them identify their own needs better. Sarah could say, you know, when you help with the dishes, that's when I really feel loved, instead of just feeling vaguely unappreciated.
Being more specific.
Yeah. And that makes it easier to ask for what you need. Tom could actually say, hey, can we try having a family night with no phones? Instead of just feeling disconnected.
But I wonder, is there a risk of, like, simplifying things too much? Putting people in boxes?
That's a really important point. Yes, there are risks if you get too rigid with it. One danger is thinking everyone fits neatly into one box. Most people appreciate a mix, you know?
Yeah.
And what feels most important can change.
Okay, yeah. Like maybe sometimes you need a hug more than help with chores.
Exactly. Another risk is using it as an excuse. Like, well, acts of service isn't my language, so I don't need to help out. That kind of misses the point. You still show love in different ways.
Right, it's not a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
And finally, you can't let it mask deeper problems. If there are serious issues in the relationship, just speaking the right love language isn't going to magically fix everything. It's a tool, a valuable one, but not the whole toolkit.
So what were the big aha moments for the Millers as they processed this, the main lessons?
I think they realized it's really just a starting point, a way to begin understanding each other better. They also saw how crucial observation is. Just watching what makes someone light up, noticing Mia's joy with the extra stories was a huge clue. You have to be a bit of a detective.
A love language detective. I like that.
Yeah. And maybe the biggest lesson, don't force people into categories. Feelings are complicated. It's about understanding preferences, not labeling people definitively.
Okay, so now they have this understanding. How did actually using this knowledge, speaking the right languages, start to change things for the Millers? It sounds like finding the right keys, maybe?
That's a great way to put it. It's like finally fueling someone's emotional engine the way it's designed to run. And the changes were pretty noticeable.
Like what?
Well, Sarah felt genuinely appreciated when Tom started, say, doing the dishes without being asked. That act spoke volumes more than just words had before.
Okay. The act of service landed.
Exactly. And they found less friction day to day. Mia wasn't as upset about things when her parents made sure to carve out specific, dedicated playtime for her. Quality time.
Right, her tank was getting filled.
Totally. And the overall mood just lifted. You saw it when Leo got that surprise video game, pure excitement, feeling seen and understood, receiving gifts hit the spot for him there.
But could you focus too much on just the primary one? Like, if Tom only did chores for Sarah, would that be enough?
That's another good nuance. It's possible to overfocus. Even if acts of service was huge for Sarah, she probably still liked hearing Tom say nice things sometimes, right? Words of affirmation didn't become irrelevant.
Yeah, you need a mix.
You do. And you don't want to put pressure on just one thing. Tom shouldn't feel like the only way he can show love is by doing chores. His efforts and quality time still mattered.
Right.
Plus, if you only focus on the main 5, you might miss other unique ways you connect as a couple or family. It's not an exhaustive list of every positive interaction.
So as they started actively doing this, what were the key learnings? What little details stood out?
They learned that small, consistent gestures often mean more than big, rare ones. Mia loved those little notes her mom put in her lunchbox. Tiny act, big impact over time.
Consistency over grand gestures.
Exactly. Making it a habit was key. The more they intentionally spoke each other's languages regularly, the more secure everyone felt. And importantly, they saw it was a two-way street. It wasn't just about getting your needs met. Leo learning to say thank you more often was him speaking his parents' language. It's about giving and receiving effectively.
It sounds like it went pretty smoothly for them once they figured it out. But is it always that easy? Surely there are bumps in the road when you try to apply this stuff.
Oh, absolutely. It's not magic. You don't just read the book and suddenly everything's perfect. There's definitely a learning curve.
Yeah.
Knowing that upfront is actually helpful, though. It stops you from getting frustrated if things don't change overnight.
Manages expectations.
Right. It also pushes you to be more thoughtful about it, not just going through the motions, and often hitting those bumps forces you to communicate more honestly. Hey, I tried X, but it didn't seem to land. What would feel loving right now?
So what are some ways people mess this up? Common mistakes.
Well, forcing it is a big one. Being insincere. If Tom just started saying, thanks, robotically, Sarah would see right through that. It has to be genuine.
Okay, authenticity.
Definitely. Another trap is thinking it's a cure-all. Like, if Leo's having real trouble at school, getting him a new game, a gift, isn't going to solve the root problem. It's not a replacement for addressing deeper issues.
It's one piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. And also, don't beat yourself up if you don't always nail it. The Millers had to learn to be patient with each other. It's okay to get it wrong sometimes. You just try again.
So what were the Millers' main takeaways on navigating those challenges?
Authenticity was huge. It has to come from the heart. Context matters too. A gift might feel loving usually, but if it comes right after a big fight as a way to smooth things over without talking, that can feel off. Maybe even manipulative.
Yeah. Timing and intention.
Right. And they also learned that preferences can shift. What Mia needed most when she was sad might be more physical touch. Even if quality time is usually higher for her, you got to stay tuned in. It's dynamic.
Okay, theory. Challenges. Yeah. Let's get practical. How did the Millers actually do this day to day? What did it look like in their house?
Right, the application. That's where the rubber meets the road. They came up with some really neat ways to make it part of their routine.
Yeah, like what?
One thing was having regular, short love language check-ins. Just a few minutes where everyone could share, like, I felt really loved this week when Dad helped me with my homework, or I'd really appreciate some extra cuddle time tomorrow.
Oh, I like that. Proactive communication.
Totally. It kept everyone aware and on the same page.
Cool. What else?
They focused on intentional acts, consciously doing things in each other's languages. So Sarah would plan a phone-free game night because she knew Tom valued quality time.
Okay.
And Tom would maybe help Leo organize his Lego collection, knowing Leo appreciated that kind of focused help, almost like an act of service combined with quality time for him.
Nice. Intentional effort.
Then they had fun with love language surprises. Little unexpected things. Mia finding a cool leaf Tom picked up for her, or Leo overhearing his mom bragging about his good drawing to someone.
Those little moments that make you feel seen.
Exactly. They also set up an appreciation station, just a spot on the fridge with sticky notes. People could jot down quick thank yous for specific things. Thanks for making dinner. Or loved our chat earlier.
That combines words of affirmation and acknowledging acts of service. Clever.
Yeah. And finally, their family fun time became more tailored. They'd plan weekends considering everyone, maybe board games for quality time, a trip to the craft store where Mia could pick out some supplies, receiving gifts, baking together involving Sarah, acts of service, and a movie night with lots of snuggling from Mia. Physical touch.
Wow, they really integrated it. So the benefits of actually doing this stuff consistently.
It builds positive habits, for one. Expressing love effectively becomes more automatic. It definitely strengthens the bonds because you're showing love through action, not just feeling it. And the whole family atmosphere just gets better. More warmth, more support, less of that background static.
But what about keeping it up? Was it hard to stay consistent?
That's always the challenge, isn't it? Life gets busy. If the effort drops off, yeah, people might start feeling neglected again. Or confused, like, did Dad only help out last week because he felt guilty?
Right. Inconsistency breeds doubt.
It does. And you just miss opportunities to connect. Every time you don't make that small effort, it's a chance for connection that's lost.
So what did the Millers learn about making it stick?
Yeah.
How do you sustain it?
Consistency over intensity seemed key. Small, regular gestures beat grand. Occasional ones almost every time.
Okay. Little and often.
Yep. And staying observant and adaptable. Keep watching, keep listening, adjust as needed. People change, circumstances change. And probably the biggest thing, make it a family project. Everyone needs to be involved in understanding and trying to speak each other's languages. It can't just be one person carrying the load.
That makes sense. It's encouraging how much it helped the Millers. But does this stuff work outside the family? Like with friends or at work?
Oh, absolutely. The core idea that people feel valued in different ways is pretty universal. It applies to friendships, colleagues, neighbors, you name it.
Really?
Yeah, the Millers started noticing it everywhere once they had the framework.
Can you give some examples? How did they see it play out elsewhere?
Sure. Leo noticed his buddy David seemed down sometimes after school. Thinking about quality time, Leo started just hanging back for 5 minutes to chat with him, ask about his day, and their friendship got stronger.
Ah, applying it directly.
Right. Mia started giving her friend Emily little drawings with her notes, receiving gifts, and Emily loved them.
Sweet.
At school, Leo felt way more motivated when his teacher gave specific praise words of affirmation. Sarah found that acknowledging colleagues' work in meetings, more words of affirmation, made her team work better together. Tom helping a coworker who was swamped with a project. Classic acts of service, building goodwill. Even Mia realized sometimes her friends just needed someone to really listen without interrupting quality time listening.
Wow. And Sarah found volunteering fulfilling.
Yeah, connecting her own need for acts of service to helping others gave her a real sense of purpose.
So, applying this more broadly, the big benefits are.
Stronger social connections all around, basically.
Yeah.
Better communication everywhere because you're just more tuned in. And definitely more empathy. You start understanding people on a different level.
But any pitfalls to watch out for when you take it outside the family?
Yeah, you got to be careful. Don't assume your coworker needs the same thing as your spouse.
Right. Context.
Definitely. And boundaries are crucial. Physical touch, for example, is rarely appropriate at work. Big no-no there.
Obviously.
And the intention always has to be genuine connection, not manipulation. You can't use this to, like, game your relationships. That's just icky.
So, the key lessons for applying this broadly.
The core principle holds true. People feel valued differently, but you must adapt your approach based on the relationship and the setting.
Makes sense.
Ultimately, it's about using these insights to build healthier, more respectful relationships everywhere, grounded in good communication and genuine care.
This has been incredibly helpful. So, wrapping up our deep dive on love languages, what's the absolute key takeaway for listeners?
I'd say it's this. Really trying to understand how the people you love experience love is maybe the most powerful thing you can do to avoid misunderstandings and build truly strong bonds, especially at home.
And the payoff for embracing this, what's the gain?
More joy, deeper connection, definitely better communication, fewer fights, more understanding, and just a stronger sense of belonging, feeling supported and seen.
And the risk of not paying attention to this.
Well, unfortunately, continued feelings of being unloved or missed, even when people care. Relationships can get damaged over time by that slow drip of resentment or distance, and you just miss out on so much potential for deeper connection.
Okay, so leave us with 3 actionable things. Top advice for making this work in our own lives.
Right. 3 lessons. First, talk about it. Seriously, have the conversation. Ask people. Use the online quizzes if it helps break the ice. Just get it out in the open.
Okay, communicate. Got it.
Second, be a love language detective. Observe. Listen. What do people ask for? What do they complain about? How do they show love? Those are your clues.
Pay attention. Right.
And third, remember, love is an action word. It's not just feeling it, it's doing it. Show up for people in the ways that truly speak to them. Be intentional.
Talk about it, be a detective, and put it into action.
Excellent. Listeners, are you ready to maybe unlock a secret to better relationships? Give these love languages some thought. It really could change things. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something really fundamental for our connections, especially in families. It's about understanding love languages. Think of it as a shortcut, maybe, to understanding why sometimes, even when we love people a lot, we kind of miss the mark.
Yeah, exactly. We're looking at how spotting these different ways people feel loved can, well, prevent conflict and really strengthen those family bonds. It's about those core needs. If they're missed, things can get tense.
Right. So, to make this real, let's picture the Millers. You've got Leo, he's 10, totally into his video games.
Okay.
Then there's Mia, 8 years old. For her, it's all about extra bedtime stories. That's her happy place.
Ah.
Then the parents, Sarah, the mom, she feels like Tom, her husband, doesn't really help enough. He tells her she looks nice, stuff like that.
But it's not landing.
Exactly. And Tom, he just wants everyone to, like, put the phones down and have some real family time together.
Relaxed.
You can already see the potential friction there, can't you? Different needs, different ways of seeing things.
Yeah.
Totally. The Millers really show that common problem. You mean well, but if you're not speaking the right language, it doesn't connect.
Precisely. So our mission today is to unpack this whole love languages idea, see how understanding these differences can mean fewer fights, stronger connections, using the Millers as our guide, basically.
Okay, let's dive into that first bit. The whole mystery of unmet needs. That feeling, you love someone, you want them to feel it, but it's just not getting through.
Yeah, the Millers were right there. Sarah's feeling was, okay, the compliments are nice, but they don't help with the mountain of laundry.
Right. And Tom felt disconnected, even when they were all in the same room, because everyone was on screens. It's that gap that's where the frustration starts.
And it's interesting how it ripples out. There are real